Welcome. My name is Kathy, and I'm glad that you have joined me for Bible Bites. Today, we're talking about the first Easter. And the first Easter is when they discovered that Jesus had risen from the dead. Mary had gone to the tomb, and the big stone was rolled away. And it is told that when she went in there, Jesus wasn't there. But in researching it a little bit, what it was meant that the tomb, the stone was rolled away, not to let Jesus out, but to let people in. And if you think about that, it's like, because Jesus did rise from the dead. And with that stone rolled away, people could go in and see, he is not here, he has risen. And in the Bible it says, he is not here, he has risen, just as he said he would. And that's found in Matthew 28. When you're talking to children about Jesus rising from the dead, it's very difficult because they, first of all, are not always comprehending what being dead means. And so it's a little more difficult for children to understand that. But what you can focus on is that Jesus is alive, and he will be alive forever. And we will be able to see him at some time alive and in his body. Along the same line, when Jesus had risen, two of his disciples were walking along the road, and Jesus appeared to him. And at first they're explaining, they're sad that Jesus isn't alive. But then they realized that Jesus was actually walking right next to them. And that is when Jesus has appeared to humans in his God and human body. Because Jesus is God. And God sent his son Jesus to us to forgive all the things that we do that God doesn't really approve of. And that's called sin. And when you're talking to your children, you can also set that example and actually say, I forgive you for throwing your toy. I forgive you for having a temper tantrum. And that is an example of showing forgiveness. And also you can say, Jesus forgives you and he loves you. A great storybook is The Very First Easter by Paul L. Mayer. The illustrations are gorgeous. The words, it gets a little wordy for young children, but that's okay. You can look at the pictures and explain it, how he entered Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, and it goes all the way through the very first Easter. That's a great book with great illustrations that you can point to the pictures and talk about the first Easter. As we celebrate this Easter season and throughout the whole year, remember that Jesus has forgiven you, he has forgiven our children, he has forgiven our friends and our family, and he loves you. May God's love be in our hearts, in our mouths, in our minds, and may God's love work through our hands and lead us in every way. Enjoy your day.